Telling you. I should have worn mine. I'm going bald too.
All right. What's going on, everyone? We're back.
All right. We're back, and this time we have the man, Ed Steele, with us. Ed!
What's up,
Hi, guys?
How's your fourth?
Great. How about you guys?
Awesome.
I
Pretty
had to
good.
work.
Oh, it was
I had
good
to
for
work,
us.
man. Yeah, I had to do a 12-hour shift, man. Somebody's got to do it.
At least you're done.
Yep, it's true. So, So tell everyone you know who you are and how you own the Detroit Sixth Precinct and how all that got so started and stuff.
All right. Well, my name's Ed Steele. I'm an IT guy out of the Metro Detroit area. Been working in automotive for maybe 10 years of my life, and then I shifted to computers for about 25 years. So now 35 years into my adult life, I am now working on this building project, which is part of a data center project, actually. My primary business is computers. So in 2012 or so, I started looking around in the city for opportunities where I could find a building, that's cool. And my idea was to rescue the building and turn it into a data center and avoid spending the money that it would take to construct a secure data center like that. When you deal with data center, you're talking about, $2 or $3 or $5 million in construction costs because you're dealing with reinforced concrete and, structural steel and stuff that's really pricey in the world. Now, 10 years ago, before COVID and before all this, it was still pricey. So, I started thinking about, what about old schools? What about old police departments? What about old, courthouses? What about anything that basically had a radioactive fallout sign in the basement was where I was looking for,
Right.
And I started looking around online, started Googling and stuff, and I found this RFP for tearing down the Sixth Precinct. And I looked at I went on Google Maps, never even drove by in the beginning, looked at it and said, there's no way that somebody should be, tearing this down. So the proposal was for $1 million to tear the place down.
Wow.
And so I just started thinking about that, tripping like why, what's the situation, So I put together an email that just said, listen, I've got a great idea, City of Detroit. I'm going to save you $1 million, man. Just give me the building, And they laughed and said, yeah, get out of here, kid. That's just ridiculous. Which, to this day, that doesn't make any sense to me, but they were not interested in talking about it as a transition to avoid the $1 million that they were going to spend to tear it down,
Right.
So they said, how about $2 million? And I said, whoa, you guys have completely misunderstood my perspective here. I'm not a real estate developer. I'm not a construction guy. I've got a little tiny computer business that I, like a shingle that I hung out over my head to take care of my family. You have to drop a whole bunch of zeros off of that if you want to, talk about us doing this. So we went back and forth for about 18 months. Actually, I said, look, okay, you need value. Well, what about if I bring tech jobs? What about if I fix the outside? What about if I restore the inside? What about if I get back on the tax revenue rolls? What about if I help the neighborhood and give local Wi-Fi right around the building? I said, those things add up to more than a couple million,
Right.
And I made another proposal. Like we kept going back and forth, and they finally said, nothing, basically for about a month, and I just gave up. I basically said, well, I'm never going to get it. I kind of gave up on it. And about a month went by, and I was just sitting around and said, I'm going to give it one more shot. So I sent an email. Fireworks. I was like, who's knocking on my door? I sent an email, and I said, listen, you guys, show me a building that you've sold for, 10 grand, more than 10 grand in the last, 3 years, anywhere around this building, and I'll eat my hat, and nothing, crickets, nothing. So I'm like, okay, I've officially given up. This would have been about October of 2013, after putting like a year and a half into trying it. So they finally sent an email back that said, Mr. Steele, we've considered your offer, and if you bring all the stuff that you're talking about bringing, and you bring this amount of money, small amount of money, we'll make this deal. So went in front of city council, got it approved, and went down there and signed the deed and handed over a cashier's check. Ended up with half a city block, a 26,000 square foot ex-police department, which you guys have been to.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's an amazing building. I mean, the building is just incredible. It's made in 1930 at a cost of $84,768, which is about $1.2 million in today's dollars. But the reality is, if you tried to build it today, there's no way you can spend $1.2 million to build it. It would take $5 million to build this building because it's so well done by the artisans and the bricklayers and stonemasons and the craftsmen that were in existence in 1930. These are the guys that, you know, built 121 banks and built 140 churches and built, you know, 150 schools, all at the time, like the Guardian Building, the Penobscot Building, the Michigan train station. These guys were artisans, you know, and they came out here with hand shovels, and it was an economic stimulus program because it was right during the recession, the Great Depression, right? They put them back on the payroll, and these guys came out here, and in 45 days, they built that 26,000 square foot building with hand shovels and nothing more. I mean, unbelievable what they were able to accomplish. And when you look at the way it's done, it was kind of a boring, you know, municipal facility kind of blueprint, right? But you look around, you see terrazzo, and you see all kinds of ornate hardwood maple and oak. You know, you see incredible craftsmanship, even though it was just going to be a kind of a boring building. Now, you know, 100 years later, almost, it looks like an incredible spot, you know, and it feels like the Batcave. I mean, it's just like an amazing structure, you know. And for all it's gone through, you know, which I can talk about a little bit, but for all it's gone through, it has survived and thrived and figured out a way not to crumble, you know. And it's been quite a journey.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my the whole team, TSH team, has been to Detroit Sixth Precinct twice. And every time we've gone, we've had incredible paranormal activity.
We should be talking a little bit about that. That was kind of the hard background of like the building and where I was coming from and what I'm doing with it. We're building a data center, right? We're gonna put server computers in the jail cells, and it's data behind bars, you know, and you know that's not a hard thing to hearts and minds for people because people want secure data. So it's kind of a novel idea that you're going to lock it up in jail, you know.
Right.
My little Wall Street Journal ad is going to be, you know, a color picture, a bunch of computer servers locked in the jail with blue and red lights, and it's just going to say, "Is your data behind bars?" I mean, that's all it has to say. I mean, you know, the world's going to flock to it, like Field of Dreams. You know, build it and they will come. Who's not going to want to put their data in a jail cell? I mean, so I feel like it's going to be a very popular thing, and you know, all security, computer security, starts with physical security. You know, your data isn't secure if I can rent a U-Haul truck and drive through a glass window and steal your servers out of the other data center because it's in an office park and it's cinder block, you know, cinder block and glass and drop ceiling tile. You know, your data is not secure if there's a determined criminal. So you got to start with a very hardened facility that's, you know, all about construction and nothing about data. Yeah. And then you got to do good on the data side too. And that's what the plan for the building was, you know. But we got into it and we started raising money. You know, I don't know if I ever told you guys the story of how it all started. Did I tell you that story? How the paranormal part started?
No. Wait, was it? I mean, I watched that part where you sent me where you were on most terrifying places.
Yes. So here's how the whole thing started. Okay, we bought the building cheap on the promise that we were going to do it, you know, do a lot for it. So part of that was raise money. So we've been like buying and selling stuff off of Craigslist and Marketplace and stuff like that for years. This would have been about 2016, about 2 years into it. It was summertime, right? And we, you know, our garage is on the side, so we had like this big yard sale thing going on, where we would buy a bunch of materials, and it doesn't matter what they were. If they looked like they were adding value, we would buy them, use some of them, and then sell some of them off to buy other kinds of stuff, you know. So we buy plywood and hardware and then buy paint, you know, with the money that we sold it with. So we kept doing that, and I ended up hiring 2 ladies and 3 guys from the neighborhood right around the block and asked them to help us do like a Thursday to Sunday type of sale, you know, on the side. So we're out there guarding stuff, you know, and it gets to be about dark after just a tough day, man. It was just a tough day, and it was a Saturday. Okay. We've been into it for like 3 days by then, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was exhausted, and we're starting to put stuff away, and I hear a scream, like a blood-curdling scream, like somebody got hurt. So I rushed in down the basement stairs, right, and got all the way to the bottom, and I saw the 2 ladies, and the 3 guys that were with them were right behind me, trying to chase me down the stairs, you know. The first lady says, "Hey, you know, something touched my hair. Something touched my hair." The second lady was like, "Hey, I got it," and she had something on an iPhone that she was showing the first lady. The 3 guys that are with them come right down behind me, and then it was like a scene from Scooby-Doo. They all got giant eyeballs, you know, looked at each other, and it was like a sound effect as they all looked at each other and then ran up the stairs and just bailed. Like they were scared to death. Like they didn't want to be around. This is right about dark. I call them. They're not coming back. They're not calling back. They didn't even get paid. They bailed for that day and never came back. So
Oh, wow.
I look around thinking, what the hell just happened? Because at the time, this was like the first exposure to anything unusual, right? So I, at the time, just like, I'm pissed. So I dragged my tired corpse upstairs, and I spent the next 3 hours dragging all of the crap that was outside back into the garage, pull the door down like Grumpy Stillskin, and then drive home. And I drag my ass home at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I say, man, what just happened to me, So I told my friend Phil Connors, which I don't know if you've ever met, but he's a photographer. He does stuff with like the Detroit roller derby girls and all the graphics artists, the street artists, and all Detroit Paranormal Expeditions and those guys. He says, I know Todd and Jeff from the Detroit Paranormal Expeditions, Todd Bonner and Jeff Atkins. Let me call him. I said, sure, call him. I'm hitting the sack. So the next day, he says, yeah, they want to come out and do an investigation. Okay, sure, fine. At the time, the building barely had power, didn't have plumbing. Everything was a hot mess. This is years ago. This is only 2 years into it. We had just spent 60 days pulling like 42 dumpsters of trash out of it. So it was a very different experience at the time, right? They come and they immediately report all kinds of crazy activity, okay? I wasn't even really aware of what they did, how they did it, nothing about the paranormal other than watching paranormal shows on TV. I'm interested, but I wasn't involved, So they get back and they say, we found results. And they posted those results on their Facebook page. Suddenly, other places call me, other teams call, other places come to investigate independently. They all say there's activity. They all post their results, Eventually, that leads to Travel Channel, America's Most Terrifying Places 2019, episode 5. They call up, they do an episode, So that was kind of the very beginning of this whole thing,
Right.
And even then I was like, well, why? I mean, why would it be so active, So my gears started turning. I better investigate this, So I went online, went to the Burton Historical Archives, went to the Wayne State University Library, went to the University of Michigan Library, went to the Burton Collection, and went to newspapers.com, their microfilm archive, searching around, Sixth Precinct, nothing. Sixth Precinct, police, Detroit, nothing. I'm like, what's going on? So I thought about it for a minute. I said, what about McGraw? So I put in McGraw Station, which is the old name, because they named him by McGraw, Werner, like that. 300 results pop up. Okay. All right. Well, now I'm getting somewhere. I start looking at the results. What's going on? This guy, falls out a window, smashes his head. This guy kills his wife on the steps, kills himself. This guy hangs himself in the jail cell. These 4 guys kill themselves in the basement. Okay, now it's making sense. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Mojo, bad energy, If I'm a skeptic, I say energy can't be destroyed. It can only change form. If I can measure voltage on you and then you die, where does that electricity go? Where's that energy? Is it released? Is it dissipated? What happens? So I started thinking critically about it, decided to print all of that stuff up. So now you go to the precinct and you see all these articles from the microfilm archive, from all these incidents that happened in and around and involving the station and their people. The precinct commander killed an intruder in his house. I mean, it's just incredible. 300 some odd incidents in the 80-year history. The history was from 1930 to 86. It was a police department, 6th Precinct. From 86 to 05, it was the gang squad headquarters. And then from 05 till I got it in 13, it was abandoned. So it was a crack house for 8 or 9 years, So all of the stuff that's happened over time, all the various incidents and stuff have definitely left an imprint to the point where you guys show up, you investigate, and what do you find? You tell me.
Well, David caught a whistle. He was doing a walkthrough. Whistle. We also, what else? We caught 3 taps. That was the second time we were there.
Yep.
Man, that was crazy.
I'm telling you, every time, and there's another weird thing going on. Like I said, I'm not really a paranormal guy, but now, 8, 9 years into this, I'm, understanding, like I'm interested, right? So I feel like the energy is that they don't treat me the same as the cops that come, the investigators that come, the mediums that come. everybody's getting a different experience, and what I get is, kind of uneasy, hair raising, feeling weird sounds, but what you guys reported, the touching, the whistling, the noises and stuff, that's what everybody else is experiencing. They're getting in there and they're feeling that they're having the same experiences, which is crazy because it's consistent. And to have independent, unrelated groups of people having the same exact experience in the same exact spot, that chips away at a person's skepticism quite a bit. If you think about a situation, it's not random if everybody in the world that never even met each other tells you the same exact thing at the same exact time. I mean,
well, that's where I was talking about on our last episode with Dan and Jamie. I was mentioning how in the paranormal world, that certainly, you can go to one building or one place and you can, these people say, oh, I experienced my hair being tugged and touched and this and that. And you go and you don't experience crap.
Nothing.
Right. I'm sure that's happened at the Sixth, but I usually what people have reported back to me is that they've had experiences. Now, I don't know. I mean, that's going to be left for everybody to discuss.
Yeah, but it's based on the person and their energy. Yeah. And it's based on if they have an open mind. Yeah. You have to open your mind because you close your mind off, they're not going to mess with you. Because they're going to just be like, you know what? I'm not going to bother. I'm not even going to mess with that person.
That kind of explains my scenario. It's not that my mind is closed off, but my mind is preoccupied with trying to save the building. So that kind of fits the experience that I've been having, which is that I'm so focused on, sweeping, mopping, drilling holes and stuff that I'm not as receptive probably to what's happening, where somebody's standing right next to me, down the hall, is having this crazy experience because the energy's there,
Yeah.
Right. That does explain what your discussion of that kind of accurately describes what's been going on,
Yeah. So what they're doing is on that, they want attention from you, Ed. Am I freezing up again? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when you're busy when you close your mind off and you're focused on other things, that's when they're going to be like, oh, we're going to nudge you. Like, hey, we want attention.
Right.
That's exactly what happens. I'll feel like a string pulling in the back of my neck. I'll feel my arms raised up, my hair, my arms raised up. Yeah. I'll hear something, Look, you've been here. And for those that haven't been here, this building is built like a brick poop house. I mean, there's nothing rickety about it, so it's closed up, it's locked up, it's secure, it's giant. There's no explanation for me to be working somewhere 2 or 3 in the morning and hear the kind of stuff I would hear from far over on the other side because there's nobody in it.
Right.
Around it. There's a firehouse next to it. I mean, the scenario is kind of like maximum security, and to hear what we hear, to experience what we experience, there's just no explaining,
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy,
It's been a while, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, we experienced a lot in the Detroit Sixth Precinct when we went.
Oh yeah, especially in the Gelso area.
Messing up.
What's that?
Yeah, you guys. I mean, I know you guys were. You probably went through and looked at the shooting range, at the upstairs basketball court, in the jail cell. There's a men's bullpen, a ladies' bullpen. There's a drunk tank. There's 10 jail cells. There's the shooting range. There's that boiler room. There's the 2 evidence rooms in the basement, the power room. Upstairs, there's the gang squad headquarters in the very top. Back opposite that regulation half-size basketball court.
Right.
So, and there's just been so many different spots where people have reported anomalies.
Right. I do want to tell a little bit of a story that had happened when we were on our way back from the second time from the precinct. Actually, Ed, he wound up giving me this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's actually a bullet fragment from down in the shooting range. And I was in the back seat. Dennis, I believe he was driving us home. And all of a sudden, I hear this like loud crack, and this thing, this bullet fragment, Dennis just disappeared. But like this bullet fragment, the glass pretty much cracked. I don't know if you guys can see it. It pretty much cracked, like right in there somewhere. I don't know if you guys.
And, you know, I should tell you guys, everybody that's watching, that's a pretty stable thing. Those are encased in epoxy resin and then sealed with a wax seal.
Right.
There's absolutely no, reason that would ever crack. I mean, and we've had those. We built a batch of those in the very beginning when we recovered those artifacts, and I've had no other reports of any other ones cracking or causing trouble at all.
Right.
Hello.
What an experience,
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Dennis. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, like we were talking about how this thing cracked in my pocket.
Oh yeah, that was crazy, Ed. We were on the way home and it just cracked, dude. It just cracked. We were like, "What the freak?"
Yeah,
that was crazy. But what was I gonna say? Dang, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so. We, without a shadow of a doubt, know that the Detroit Sixth Precinct is haunted. We experience paranormal activity that we cannot explain. That place is without a doubt haunted.
I've accepted that because I've been there for now. It's been October of 13th, so about eight, almost 8 years now. We've been there, and I work a day job. I was telling you, I'm a computer guy. So I'm rarely there when the sun is up. I'm usually there at like 7, 8 o'clock at night till 3, 4 in the morning. So I've had, 8 years of experiencing the building. I mean, it's just been an amazing place. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about this, Ed. I believe that there is something attached to this that is from the precinct. And whatever it was did not want to leave, and maybe that's why it cracked. So maybe there is a attachment to this. I do want to go live on our Facebook page and do a investigation of this piece sometime soon.
That's great. The background on that piece is that shooting range was active all the way from 1930 till 2005.
Right.
When we got the building, in 2005, when they left, they just put a board on the building and left. So they didn't get rid of anything in the shooting range, much less anything else. I mean, there's criminal records and seniority reports and tear gas, gun, shells and bullets and records and murder books and wants and warrants. So when we went and looked in that area, we started seeing all of the slag and bullet fragments and all the sand from all the years of that shooting range. So, bad stuff has happened in that spot, and activity's been reported in that spot, and that's exactly the spot where that came from. So,
right. Yep.
Yeah. I still go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, actually, whenever we were investigating I think it was the first time I accidentally walked all the way down to the shooting range area, and I actually held a bullet fragment in my hand, and I'm like, this has some very weird energy to it, and I wound up dropping it. And I think in the room previous to us, we got something on the spirit box. It said something along the lines of "I'm here," if I remember correctly.
The room right next to the shooting range was convenient. Now, if you know anything about police, especially old policing, in the old policing system, nobody ever committed suicide because they'd lose their rights, they'd be disgraced, their family would lose their pension, the insurance doesn't pay out. So anybody that's a suicide, the gun went off, it was a cleaning accident, I fell down the steps. It's never a suicide, But 4 different officers, committed suicide in that basement room next to the shooting range because, okay, Sarge, I'm going to go down and shoot practice. You can do it. It was a convenient spot and the place to do it. And one of the things that I was talking about doing, which I'm totally going to do, when I've got a little bit of money after we've solved the roof and the windows, I'm going to hire an actual forensics team, like a CSI team, that's certified, that's like government agency type. And I'm going to ask them to bring luminol and check for brain matter and blood in that spot where it's reported that 4 different officers did that. Because I you know what? I watch these shows. That's not the last 90 years. It'll still be there with luminol. You know?
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to do it myself because then it might pollute the result. I want somebody that's official to be able to do that. The other spot is right in the front of the front desk area is the police report and the news report of the guy that killed his wife and killed himself right on the terrazzo in front of the countertop. I want to see if there's blood in there. I want to see that luminol spray, maybe even DNA, you know. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, it's on my bucket list to get it done because it isn't like I need more proof or evidence because there's just so much in the microfilm archives and the newspaper archives and the historical records. But that would just be amazing if I could actually have a current modern day technology group
up to date. Yeah,
it would be amazing. So that's something I'm going to do. Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah, I got to work. I got to work on the putting the episodes together. I've been busy being a father and working, and I gotta, I gotta put the episodes together. I can't wait to do that. And
see, the funny story is, Ed, both times that we went there, I had all the footage and I edited everything. I had both times that we went all ready to go, and Dennis sends me a message and he says, "Hey, can you send me over the videos to the precinct?" And I go in my files. There's nothing there. Just gone completely.
Seriously. What do you make of that?
What's that?
I said, what do you make of that?
I don't know, because I don't remember deleting it, because I had every little clip. I even had the Facebook Live that I did. I even had that saved, and that is the only thing that I have is the Facebook Live that I did in jail cell area of the milligauss meter shutting off by itself.
You better bring like some other kinds of recording devices or something like that. More than one next time you come, because that's crazy to lose everything, all of it at once.
Yeah, I had probably about 2 hours and like 32 minutes on the first time we came, and I'd say about like an hour. No, it was like 2 hours, like 46 minutes on the second time that we came. And everything that happened, like that whistle that I heard, that's gone. I actually had to go through the Facebook page just to get some of the video clips from the Detroit Sixth Precinct that we put up for like a little preview.
Wow, I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, I was kind of very, very upset because I couldn't find it, and they have this little program is called Moby Data.
Yeah,
and it pretty much takes everything that you deleted off of your phone and it puts it into like this little cloud area, but like none of the stuff that was from the precinct was even in there.
So how do you even explain that? I mean,
I have no idea.
That's crazy.
No idea.
That's crazy that it wouldn't be on the cloud, so that would kind of indicate to me that you didn't accidentally delete it because it would still be in the cloud.
Exactly.
And you looked at some of the footage before you decided that it was lost, right? You saw some footage on the device, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then I went to click on the video, and it said video cannot be played because there's video clips that are not there anymore. I'm like, where are these video clips? Like, they're just completely gone.
The only other thing I've had reports of, which is regular, I mean constantly, is that people with very good batteries, good, nice new equipment are constantly drained out instantly. So,
oh yeah,
because the energy is being such a drain.
Right.
But this is the first time I had anybody report to me that they've lost the actual footage.
Oh
it
yeah.
Makes me wonder if something was on there that,
Right.
I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. And the fact that it was out of the cloud too is supernatural to me. I mean,
I I got a bunch of footage, so you know, I mean,
Yeah.
some of his footage was good, and he lost, but I got a bunch that I'm going to use to put together. So,
Well, you guys are
I
always
mean,
welcome to return. You know, I mean,
oh, I know, oh, I know,
yeah.
and we will, believe me, we will return because, you know, I really love the Detroit Sixth Precinct. I love going in there and investigating. It's awesome.
Well, we
So
appreciate you guys. I mean, every time that you guys come and you support us, you should know that the fee that we collect is, you know, we try to make it modest, but we also try to make it effective. So, you know, every time you come, we've bought Unistrut or not drywall, but screws and hardware, and you know, the place.
Right.
I'm trying really hard to never even put one piece of drywall anywhere because it's so cool to not be drywall.
Yeah.
It's all brick and masonry and, you know, wood and stuff. But every time you come, you're helping directly support us, and that's very much appreciated.
yeah, oh yeah,
You know?
and we appreciate, you know, you letting us in to investigate, and in return, you know, we appreciate that we're supporting you to help save that building. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
thank you.
yeah, so you know, it's a win-win type situation, you know.
Now, see, Ed. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dennis.
No, go ahead.
No,
No, you're
okay,
fine.
Ed. Like Ed, I've been doing this for going on 13 years now, paranormal investigating, and I've been to a lot of places. I've been to a lot of residential homes who just randomly call me and say, "Hey, you know, can you help get this negative entity out of my house so that I can live in peace?" And I've been to a lot of locations on my own, and me and Dennis and my wife and his wife, whenever we got together and joined the Spirit Hunters, we've been on a lot of locations, and one of my favorite locations is the Detroit Sixth Precinct.
Well, thanks, man.
I mean,
I don't take that lightly. I appreciate it. You know,
I mean, like,
I'm telling you, I just feel lucky though. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm just lucky that I'm I feel like I've taken over as the shepherd for it. I'm the caretaker for it. I'm going to make sure that it survives over another 100 years. You know, but for my part, all I'm doing is saving it. You know, I'm rescuing it from ruin, and so that's cool.
Right.
You know,
I mean, I love what you're doing, man. I mean, like, it's like that place has like a special place in my heart. I mean, like I even want to, you know, jump on board and, you know, help you and, you know, stuff like that.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I'm letting David head that stuff up.
Right.
Because I'm too busy with other things.
Oh, I understand. Don't worry.
I'm busy with video editing, and I'm working on filming other helping with commercials with other things, and working, and it. Yeah, you know, David talks to me about the ideas, and I'm just like, you know what? I trust you. Do your thing. You know, you're representing the team. You're representing in a good way. So, you know, I trust his judgment, and I'm letting him head that up. That's where he's going to head up and help you, Ed.
Thank you.
But we back you up, you know, 100%, and that's the truth.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's very much appreciated. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So
it's a tough job. It's a tough journey. I mean, it's been very difficult, but it's been very rewarding, you know, and every time I go, I feel like there's another reason to keep moving, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, think about every little goal you accomplish makes it better. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Take it step by step. Yep.
Exactly. Baby steps, man.
That's what I'm doing.
You know, Rome wasn't built overnight.
Yep. That's right.
You know?
Right.
So, but
if there's
anyone who
go ahead. Sorry. Oh, I was going to say, if there's anyone watching, if you guys want to, you know, help be a part of it, and, you know, you guys want to buy some like Detroit Sixth Precinct merchandise.
Yeah, if you go to www.sixthprecinct.com with the number 6, there's all kinds of cool stuff. One of the cool ones is that you can vandalize the basement with your team's name. So for $10, we'll stencil it out on like the same military surplus machine that we bought that puts it on the fighter jet, like the Maverick on the fighter jet. It's like a 1/2-inch stencil. And if you do that, we can put any messages that you want for 6 lines for $10. And should you choose to donate more, just buy more quantity. Like if you want to do $800 or $50 or $200 or whatever, just jack that quantity up. We'll just make one stencil for whatever amount of quantity that you put. But $10 is absolutely fine. That's one quantity. One is a $10 stencil. Quantity 80 would be an $80 stencil or $800 stencil, whatever you want to do, you know. But showing your support that way, we'll put your team, we'll immortalize your team on the wall in the basement, and then we'll send you a picture for your Facebook page or whatever. And it's just kind of a fun way to have a permanent, you know, kind of involvement in helping us rescue the building. So it's been cool. We've already got like 60 different stencils in the basement, you know, painted out. So
it's pretty cool. I love it.
I need to get our
t-shirts and coffee cups and some stickers and keychains. Anything from like $3 up to $50. You know, you can play us. Go look at sixthprecinct.com is where you can check that out.
Yeah, you know, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and you can even buy a bullet fragment, and it might be haunted.
And it's also paint chips. We also got paint chips out of the jail cell area too.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Good stuff.
I know.
Pretty good stuff.
I need to get our team name on the basement wall. We've been talking about it. I'm like,
next time we go up there.
Yeah. I'm like, damn it, I knew we need to do it. I got a hat though. I got a hat. Really cool hat.
There you go.
Well, second time we were up there, everyone, I got a hat. I was like, I didn't even tell my wife. I'm like, I'm buying a hat, man. I love these hats.
Hey, you know, they're priced to raise money, so they're not like a super rocking deal, but you know, they're cool. We got patches, we got all kinds of fun stuff, you know.
All the money goes back into the building.
Every dime goes down to, you know, drive down to Home Depot and buy screws and nuts and bolts. So, you know, couldn't be helping us more. I mean, it's just it's direct, you know.
And even if you just want to donate, I'm sure Ed's got.
You can always do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
You know, listen, I mean, the expenses are insane. Like it's $2,959 for a window. We got 48 windows. So I need $139,000 in windows. The roof, the flat roof repair is $32,000. I need about $51,000 to finish the roof. So it's not small numbers. I mean, if you have somebody that's really interested in helping us out, that would be amazing, you know. But certainly we understand it's going to take what it takes. It's been going a long way. There's a joke running that we've used, and you know how it looks now, right? You've been in and out and seen it, you know. The running joke is, I've spent $300,000 for it to look this bad. You know, you can't even tell, and there's already $300,000 burned up in it because that's what it takes to do it. You know, you got to pour cement, you got to close the holes in the roof. There were trees growing out of the roof out of the bathroom. There was ice flows. I mean, it was just an incredible amount of effort just to get us where you can walk again. That took $300,000 just to be able to walk through it. You know, now it becomes a question of getting the humidity under control, cooling it, heating and cooling, you know, windows and roof. I mean, that's real important for moisture, you know. That's $200,000. So it's going to be a while, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm earning the money and eating, you know, McDoubles with nickels out of my ashtray to do this. It isn't like somebody's loaning us the money or that there's a money tree or we got a benefactor. It's been, every dime has been from my job. And so, you know, basically every dime that would have gone elsewhere for the last 8 years has gone to get it to this point. So it's definitely a labor of love. It's nothing, it isn't like any other municipal project or public interest project. I'd love for us to have a sponsor, but the reality is you're getting to enjoy the Six because of my toils. I mean, and that's, and I'm not unhappy about that. I would just love some help. You know, obviously it's good to get help, you know.
I'm in the work of doing a little commercial for the Detroit Sixth Precinct. You know, if anyone wants to donate or if they want to buy something, like I'm going to be making a video and, you know, putting that out there. But that's in the works still.
Ideas, you know, you could sponsor a window. We'll put a plaque on a window. You know, you could buy part of the roof. We could sponsor it and put you know, honor your group or your name somewhere. There's a number of ways we could work together. If somebody's thinking about getting interested in something more significant, there's definitely ways we could work together. You know, So keep that in mind.
Good stuff.
I'm telling you, it's either my internet's acting up or the freaking haunted objects down here are just messing with it or messing with my devices. I don't know which one it is right now.
I think they might be messing with your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like
That's
trying
just like, that's like whenever that's like whenever me and my wife, we were in the jail cell area, and it was actually on Facebook Live. What is it called? The multimeter, it shut off on its own. Pretty crazy.
That happens a lot of crazy electronic situations. And what's funny is, the Sixth Precinct was 1930. There's no electronics. There's no phones at the time. I mean, there's just nothing there. And the scrappers
can you hear me?
stole everything,
Good.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep, you're kind of glitching, Dennis. Something's messing with his equipment.
Yeah. So, I mean, the scrappers stole everything. So, the electronic activity at the Sixth should just be not happening, and then you guys are having all kinds of battery issues and communication issues. That's just interesting that there's energy there affecting it,
Right.
It's a brick, it's pretty much brick and masonry.
Right.
Terrazzo and cement, limestone.
Right. Dennis, are you still there? Dennis? I think he froze up, Ed.
All right. Well, would you like me to hang out, or how do you want to continue?
Oh, we can hang out. Holly said hi, Ed.
Hey, Holly.
The mag.
Hey, Holly.
Hey, Dennis. There you go. What happened, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I don't know, man. The internet here is it's funky. Seriously, like around this time, it'll go in and out, in and out, in and out. And it's gay. Sorry. Offense. Just saying.
Yep, there it is.
Well, yeah.
Oh, hey.
So Holly said hi. She said hi, Ed.
Hey.
And then Holly said, "I'm one of his caretakers. We love our Ed."
There you go.
So the Underground Paranormal Network has nominated Ace, Taylor, and Holly as the caretakers for the Sixth, along with some other Michigan facilities. Are you aware of Austin and that group?
Yep.
Underground Paranormal Network. They've got 6 facilities that they help manage and caretake and stuff and work with us. So Ace and Holly are from that group, and they're excellent supporters of our stuff, and they've been great.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that comment.
Good. That's good. Yeah, we know Detroit Sixth is the best. We know it's up there. It's up there in my top 2 with Waverly Hills.
Oh, right on.
Right.
And I've been to Waverly Hills twice, and Waverly Hills is crazy. Yeah, Waverly Hills is one of those that you just hands down you wouldn't even. It's a full experience.
Wow.
So, but all right. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
yep.
still hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, okay. It was just like you guys was like going in and out, and I'm like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, that's true. So all right. So if anyone really wants to get a hold of Ed, wants to donate to Ed, you can reach him on Facebook. You can also follow the Detroit Sixth Precinct's got its own page. You can reach out to Ed there.
Yeah, and Facebook is under Restore the Historic Sixth Precinct is what the name of the group is. You can just search for Ed Steele or for Sixth Precinct. It's going to pop up,
Right. Or you
Yeah.
can even
Yeah.
like
So
message me or Dennis for the Toledo Spirit Hunters page, and we can send the info for Ed straight to you guys.
Thank you guys for that. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, but yes. So please, anybody, you know, just help Ed save this building. It is a really nice building, and we've been there twice, and
Going back for a third time.
Right.
Yeah, we will be back for a third time.
All right.
And Ed would appreciate it. So, again, you know, thank you, Ed, for coming on, talking to us.
Thank
We
you, Ed.
appreciate it. You know, God knows me and David love you. We always will.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, Ed, David's gonna head up any kind of charity that TSH can help you out with. Okay.
All right, great.
And we'll definitely, you know, we'll keep in contact in that group that I created.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, so you know, if you know, like if somebody donates $100,000, I'm like, hey Ed, I got some money for you.
Yeah, I tell you what, they get a nice plaque, and we would rescue that building. It's all about the humidity and heat and water.
Right.
You know, if we get the roof and the windows are really what's going to make that building last another 100 years. I mean, if we get them in, that's about it's about 190 grand between the two.
Yeah. Holly said, don't forget about July 31st. You know, lockdown at the 6th. So if anybody's interested,
huge event that's being it's kind of a nationwide thing. A bunch of vendors are coming. Go take a look at search for you know, lockdown at the 6th from the UGP and stuff. You see all kinds of detail about who the guests are. There's going to be food trucks and vendors, and you know, a bunch of different paranormal investigators from around the country. So it's a big event coming up soon. It's Saturday, 31st.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So,
fireworks. Sorry, guys.
All right.
No, you're fine. We're launching them off over here too.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. So, Ed, thank you.
All right.
Keep up the good work, buddy. We will keep in touch. And I'll try and get with David, and maybe we'll get with you, and maybe we can do like a little charity investigation a charity investigation day with just our team. With our team, and with our team, and one day we'll pick and we'll just you know, help out. Okay.
Appreciate that, guys.
Yeah. I'll talk to David about it, and we'll work it all out, and we'll let you know. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. I appreciate it. And keep in touch, man. Okay.
We will.
All right. Have a good 4th. All right, David.
That was pretty good, man.
Yes, it was. Again, I think we need to get together and we need to set that up. Okay.
Oh yeah. And no more technical difficulties.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
But yeah.
So
right.
Yeah. So but
all right, man.
Okay.
And well, you have the rest of your 4th, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll chat soon. And everyone who tuned in, thank you. And please,
thank you guys so much.
Yeah, please, if you can, you know, donate to help Ed and the Detroit Sixth Precinct. It is a really awesome building, and it is really cool. Even without investigating it, it's a cool ass building. Seriously.
Right.
So
I have a video coming, so everyone stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone have a good 4th. Have a good night. David, I'll talk to you later. And I'll talk to everyone.
All right, my friend. All right, later, Dennis. You're glitching. Later.
So anyway, everyone have a good holiday, good night, and thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to everyone down the road. All right? Bye. Oh, God, the technical difficulties.